Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Alex Dworkin and I'm a managing partner at 4D Capital. We specialize in a very unique set of mathematical calculations that allow us to predict the stock market in both price and time. And we can typically do it on multiple time frames, whether we're looking at long-term or short-term, doesn't really matter. So we do it by calculating the market in three-dimensional space, and when we do, essentially perfect order emerges. And on top of that, we've developed a number of very powerful timing tools and indicators that allow us to determine exactly when an important turning point is going to happen. So I personally believe our work is nearly identical to what Jim Simmons was able to accomplish at Renaissance Technologies, if you're familiar with Jim. So our goal as a firm is to identify stocks that will increase 2x, 5x, 10x going forward. So basically we're looking for the next NVIDIA, Apple, Bitcoin, Tesla, so on and so forth. And we can typically do it by allowing our very powerful software to run calculations or run our multi-dimensional calculations on the entire market. And what it is able to do, it is able to pick out stocks that are essentially about to bottom, put in important bottoms, and then surge much higher going into the future. If you followed my videos in the past, I explain exactly how we do it. I show you how we identify those bottoms, and then what's very powerful about our software is that it is able not only to pinpoint the exact bottom for any given stock, but it is also able to calculate what that stock is going to do going forward. And not only that, it is able to identify exactly when it's going to happen. So today's video, we're going to be looking at Newmont Corporation, and this is kind of in line. Well, let me open the chart here. This is kind of in line, and as a follow-up on our gold forecast that we issued, I believe, a little over a week ago. And if you remember, during that forecast, we essentially indicated that gold is about to top, and gold is about to top at approximately $3,650 plus or minus $50, and that's exactly where we're sitting today. So gold is very quickly approaching its top, at least for the time being. I know that's not what most gold bugs want to hear. They want the bull market to continue, but at least according to our calculations and our work, the rally in gold is about to end, and the same thing applies to this particular stock. So if you haven't followed our work, we have a lot of new people watching our videos and subscribers. So I'll just very briefly describe what you're looking at. The triangles you see are at the top and the bottom of the chart represent cycle composites. This is a very simplified visual representation of a very complex mathematical concept. Basically what we do is scan the chart back, we identify those composites, and then we project them into the future. And what we found over the years is that there are multiple composites running in any given market or any given stock. So for example, I always use Dow Jones, but Dow Jones has two upper composites and two lower composites. But if you put them together properly, you can essentially replicate exactly what's going on or what you see on the two-dimensional time and price chart as you see in front of you. So basically, the bottom composites represent the bottoms, as you can very clearly see, and the top composites represent the tops. These composites will get you into the neighborhood of an upcoming important turning point, but typically, depending on the length of the cycle, it is typically within plus or minus 2 trading months. The lines you see on the chart essentially represent cycle clusters, as we call them. This is also a very simplified visual representation of a very complex mathematical concept. Basically, we've developed a number of proprietary cycles over the years, and we scan the chart back and we identify where the cycles are located on the chart, and then we project them into the future. And once again, what we found over the years is that an important turning point in any stock or the overall market doesn't happen when any particular cycle arrives. They typically happen when there are a multitude of cycles arriving at any given on a specific date, or let's say within a week. So just to give you an example, everybody remembers March of 2009 bottom, very important bottom in the stock market. Well, at that time, during that day, actually within a 3-day period of time, there were 15 very powerful long-term cycles arriving at that juncture. So we can say with precision of that particular time window that a very important turning point is going to happen. And that's, of course, as you know, exactly what happened. So what you're looking at here is that, let me remove these cycle clusters for a second. Basically, what you're looking at is that we had the major cycle bottom here, and for those following our work for some time, we actually nailed this particular bottom. We actually took a position in Newmont Mining Corporation at this bottom. If I remember correctly, we were about 20 cents away from the actual bottom, but it was a perfect hit, beautiful, and here we are today. So basically, as you can see, the stock has moved from this major cycle bottom, and it's moving into this major cycle top that is scheduled to arrive at any point now. Let's say this particular window indicates that we're hitting into this cycle as we speak, and plus or minus 2 months, right? But if we turn on our cycle clusters, you'll see some points here. But basically, what we're looking at is we're looking for some, as you can see, in October 15th, this is middle of the month. This is an average, not an exact date. We have 7 powerful cycles arriving for this particular stock, meaning that it is lining up with this projected major cycle top or mid-cycle top. And once this particular target is accomplished, the stock is about to reverse and then decline subsequently into this middle mid-cycle bottom. Okay. This is in line with our gold forecast. We're seeing something very, very similar. As I mentioned earlier, we expect a major top in gold as we speak. You can watch the video from a couple of days ago, or I think it was about, well, within the last 10 days it was. So you can search for that. And once this particular bottom arrives, the date on this is a little bit wrong, but when this particular bottom arrives, then we expect Newmont to increase quite substantially into this major cycle top, and we'll at that time see most likely all-time high for the stock. So the question becomes, where is the top and where is the bottom? It's a little bit more variable in nature. Actually, we have 2 potential turning point associated. So I already gave you a time window approximately. Let's say middle of November to middle of October to middle of November. That's when we anticipate to see a major top for this particular stock. The price variable associated with this stock is, let me open this for you. This is just yet another different representation of very complex mathematical concept of our 3-dimensional calculations, just a different way to look at it, very similar to the prior one. But you can see a very dark blue region here. So this has a very high probability of being the final top for the stock, or we see a completion here. So this one is approximately $87 plus or minus a few dollars, and this one, as you can see, is approximately $79 plus or minus a few dollars. So that's where we anticipate the top for this particular stock, and then a decline into that mid-cycle bottom. It's not going to be a significant decline. Our work shows that the stock will probably decline into $60 a share. This is shared by our gold forecast, where we anticipate the bottom at approximately 2,400 before the next cycle higher starts, and that's what we should more or less see for this particular stock. Nothing of interest. Probably not a good time to go long, obviously, not a good time to go short. The decline is not sufficient enough to warrant a short position at this time. So it is kind of perhaps get out of position and wait and see not wait and see to what happens to the stock, but wait and see until that mid-cycle bottom arrives and the stock is getting ready to run again into a much higher ground. That's when it is wise to come in and take a position in the stock. So that's pretty much covers the analysis for this particular stock. What I wanted to mention is that, as you can very well ascertain, I didn't give you specific time and price targets, but those specific time and price targets are available for our subscribers. We currently have a 30-day free trial associated with our service, no credit cards, no strings attached, and you will find that information there. So if you have that particular interest, I do encourage you to go to our homepage, link at the bottom of the description of this video, and request a free trial. Just go to contact me and shoot me an email or fill out a form, and basically I'll set you up with a free account, and you're going to be able to see exact targeting for this particular stocks and many others, including the overall stock market, including mega cap stocks that we follow, so on and so forth. Also, at the bottom of this video, in the description section, we have a webinar coming up on this Friday. It's going to be very interesting. It's limited to 10 people. I think we still have a few spots left, so if you have time, I do encourage you to go ahead and register for it. The selling point of it, not only do we show off our software and exactly how we are calculate the market or how the overall stock market work actually, we also talk about the current composition of the Dow Jones and the overall stock market, and we're going to tell you exactly what the stock market is going to do going forward. We typically shy away from that because that's our bread and butter, but if you are willing to join us on the webinar, you're going to have that information in front of you. So that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for your time. We'll be back with another update tomorrow, most likely another fast mover, or perhaps targeting for one of our stocks. Okay, bye-bye.